Kendra and her brother Jamal drove home from their mother's house, laughing about childhood memories. The music played softly through the speakers, a rare, peaceful moment in their busy lives. Then came the flashing blue lights. Kendra's laughter died in her throat. "Why is he pulling us over? We weren't speeding." Jamal glanced in the rearview mirror, his jaw tightening slightly. "It's okay, sis. Stay calm." Hands on the dashboard. They pulled over to the shoulder, gravel crunching under the tires. Kendra's heart hammered as she placed her hands flat on the dashboard, exactly as Jamal had taught her years ago. The officer's footsteps approached, heavy and deliberate. He tapped on the window with his flashlight, hard, aggressive taps that made Kendra flinch. Jamal rolled down the window slowly, keeping his hands visible. "License and registration." Now, the officer's voice was cold, commanding, leaving no room for civility. "Yes, sir," Jamal replied, his voice steady despite the tension radiating from his body. "My license is in the glove compartment. I'm going to reach for it now. I didn't ask for your life story. Just get it." Kendra watched in horror as her brother moved with deliberate slowness, announcing every movement. "I'm reaching toward the glove compartment now, opening it, getting my wallet, hands where I can see them." The officer's hand flew to his weapon. "He's just getting his license." Kendra screamed, but the words came too late. The gunshot shattered the evening quiet. Jamal slumped against the driver's seat, blood blooming across his shoulder. Kendra's scream tore from her throat, raw and primal. "No, Jamal, somebody help, please." Everything that followed was a blur. Sirens, paramedics, her brother's blood on her hands, the antiseptic smell of the hospital corridor, waiting, praying, begging God not to take him too. 3 days later, Jamal lay in a hospital bed, alive but forever changed. The bullet had torn through his shoulder, missing vital organs by inches. Kendra sat beside him, holding his hand as he slept, the steady beep of monitors the only sound breaking the silence. When she finally forced herself to go to the police station to file a report, the desk officer barely looked up from his computer. "Officer reported the suspect reached for a weapon," he said mechanically. "The case is under internal review. He was getting his license." Kendra's voice cracked, like he was told to do. There was no weapon. The officer's expression remained impassive. "Ma'am, I understand you're upset, but Officer Davidson is a decorated member of this force. These things will be investigated properly." But Kendra knew what properly meant. She'd seen it before. Officers investigating officers, the thin blue line, reports that disappeared, body cameras that mysteriously malfunctioned. The system protecting its own. Days turned into a week. Jamal improved physically, but something in his eyes had dimmed. Her vibrant, protective big brother who'd installed those cameras in her car because he worried about her driving alone at night. That man seemed smaller now, diminished by the violence that had nearly stolen his life. Kendra returned to the car one afternoon to collect Jamal's belongings, his gym bag, his phone charger, the little things that suddenly meant everything. She sat in the driver's seat where her brother had sat, where he'd been shot for the crime of reaching for his identification, and the weight of it all crashed down on her. She sobbed, her body shaking with the injustice of it, the rage, the helplessness. Her hand struck the dashboard in frustration, and that's when she felt it, the small, smooth surface of the camera lens. Kendra froze. Her eyes traveled across the dashboard, then to the sides of the windshield. Small, nearly invisible cameras positioned at every angle. Her breath caught in her throat. "The cameras," she whispered, her voice trembling. Jamal installed cameras. The memory hit her like a wave. Jamal grinning as he showed her the installation 6 months ago. "Sis, if anything happens, if you get lost, if someone tries something, these will keep you safe. They record everything, all angles, saved to the cloud." Her tears dried as a different emotion surged through her veins. Not despair, not hopelessness, determination. That evening, Kendra sat at her laptop, her hands shaking as she accessed the cloud storage. The footage loaded slowly, agonizingly. Then there it was, crystal clear from multiple angles. Jamal's hands visible at all times. his calm voice announcing his movements. The wallet in the glove compartment, clearly not a weapon. The officer's hand on his gun before Jamal even opened the compartment. The shooting. Everything. 2 days later, Kendra pushed open the door to the law office, her brother beside her. Jamal's arm was in a sling, his movements still careful, but he stood tall. Together, they walked past the receptionist toward the attorney's office. In Kendra's bag was a USB drive containing every second of footage from every angle. In her heart was the unshakable belief that this time, the truth wouldn't be buried. "We have everything on camera," she said quietly as they entered the office, her hand finding her brother's. Jamal squeezed back, and for the first time since that evening on the highway, she saw a flicker of hope in his eyes. In court, Kendra stood firm, presenting the evidence with clarity and precision. Every angle, every second of the footage told the story the police wanted to erase. The judge and jury watched, captivated and horrified by the truth. The verdict was swift and just. Officer Davidson, the one who shot Jamal, was removed from duty, imprisoned, and fined. The officer who had supported him during the incident was also relieved of duty and fined. Justice, long delayed, had finally been served. Kendra held Jamal's hand as they walked out of the courtroom together. He was still healing, but the shadow of fear had lifted. For every voice silenced, there had been a witness standing. And for this brother, this sister, the cameras had ensured that the truth would never be buried again. If this story moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, comment, and share to spread awareness. Every voice matters.